Hello.
Hi, Alice. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. No, good morning for you. Good afternoon for me.
Okay, yeah, sure. How are you?
All well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had a slight headache this morning, but I'm sure I'll be okay. Yeah.
You're working? You're working today?
No, I said I just had a slight headache,
So
but
you're
I'm sure
on.
that I'll be fine. Yeah.
No, I heard that. So I'm asking you, since you have an headache, are you still going to work?
Oh, yes, I'm still at work. Yeah.
You're still at work. Oh, all right. I hope you get
Mm,
well soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's not anything serious. It's just slight headache. So yeah. All
Right.
right.
We are meeting after a while, isn't it so?
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks or so, I guess.
It's been 3 weeks. Anything interesting that you would like to share with me? Something that happened in your
Oh,
life?
well, nothing interesting, nothing new. Just the same old. And yeah, yes.
Hmm. Summer
So,
has just begun in my hometown. Summer has just begun and it's super hot and it's humid out here.
oh yes, it's hot here as well. It's hot. It's hot here, but not
Hmm.
too much.
Right. Did you go through today's session notes? It's a very interesting topic. The best question to ask. Have you ever attended an interview for a job? Have you ever had that experience?
Well, yeah, but not. It was not that serious.
Hmm.
It's just a small interview, not like the corporate, the big interview that you go for, maybe managerial position. No,
No.
it wasn't
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Right. But you have had the experience. What do you think are the best questions to ask for a job interview?
As in the applicant or the interviewer,
Yes, as an interviewer.
as an interview. Okay, so they normally ask the questions they ask is, why should we hire you? Uh, um, yeah, why do you want to work in this company?
Hmm.
You know, where
Well,
do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years or 10 years?
but, but don't you think those are the rudimentary questions? Does it make sense? I was a HR previously, and I have never asked these sort of questions like why should we hire you? The answer is obvious because you have a vacancy in the company. That is why we are having this discussion. Right.
Yes.
Right. Do you think those questions make any sense?
Well, I think that it makes sense in many ways, but I also think that there are several ways they can do these things. They can organize
Mm.
interviews. I
Yes.
think that many people, talented people, have missed job opportunities because they are not able to express themselves, verbally, all right? Uh,
Right.
because the questions they are asking you or they are bombarding you with
Hmm.
require you to express yourself. They are expecting certain, they have some expectations from you. But once you are not able to meet their expectations,
Hmm.
the only thing they'll tell you is, don't worry, you hear from us and stuff.
Hmm.
I think that there are some other ways that they can text people through what they can do, like practical aspect. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just about the verbal aspect. I
Hmm.
think they can just test people in so many ways. Like, if you say you can do this, okay, then come and try it, and then so through that you get to know that, oh, this person is good, really good. What if I just come and memorize? Like, I just went to the internet, search for the answers to those questions, and come and then throw the questions at me, and I answer them. And
Hmm.
then at the long run, or in the long run, you end up employing me. But um, I, like in actual sense, I do not have the practical skills that you
Right.
need for the job. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that there are several ways people or the corporate world can organize interviews rather than just the the traditional way of interviewing people. Like,
Absolutely.
why do you
Yes.
want to work in this company? where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Anybody can just memorize things and come and pour it out, Yeah.
That is so true. Because we can actually fake a lot of things during the interviews. Yes, yes, true, true. All right. Now let's take another set of questions. What are the best questions to ask your parents? What are the best questions to ask your parents? Have you ever asked a lot of questions to your parents?
Hey, wow. My parents. Okay, so yeah, some important questions like from my own perspective,
Hmm.
I'll ask is that what is the history of the family, and I expect them to like tell me something about the family and all that. Aside from that, I would also like to ask them what are their expectations for me, like what do they expect, what do they expect from me
Hmm.
as a son or as a child. Parents have some sort of expectations from us, like that we need to meet. And sometimes, if you are not able to meet these expectations, they tend to feel disappointed. And some parents also um, they don't bother you that much. But some parents who are very strict and they also have some expectation from you. Maybe if you are a male or female, they say when you reach a certain stage, you have to get married. Yeah, you have to get married at a certain age and all that. And which I feel that um, it's okay to some extent for them to have such expectations.
Hmm.
But sometimes, it's also good to lower our expectations. Yeah.
You would be a great father.
Yeah, because I'm saying that because these days I see so many parents, excuse my language, some parents like they have some expectation from their children, not because it's from their own heart, but it is social. I don't know if it is peer influence or societal standards. All right, yeah,
Yes,
society have set some rules that really influence some parents, and they pass on to generations. All right, they pass it on to generation from generation to generation. And so right now, it's the ball is in our court. It's left to us to decide whether I want to go by the societal standard or I want to live by my own rules as a person. All right. Yeah. So I think it's also okay. They are our parents. They brought us into this world, and yeah, we are also expected to also reciprocate. All right, what they gave us. All right. Yeah. So yeah, but to some extent, I think that generally, it is societal influence, societal pressure that some parents
right.
will have certain form of what we call it expectations.
True, true, true. I can resonate with what you're saying. This is a major area of discussion when it at my home. So this is the area I think she's disappointed with me. I'm talking about my mother. So she's quite happy with me. She's very fond of me. But when this topic pops up, she keeps telling me that, what's going to happen to you once I pass on. You have to take care. You need somebody to take care of yourself. And I will listen very patiently because I can understand her sentiments. But ultimately, you have to vibe with that particular institution, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
All right. Recently, I asked my mom a very interesting question 2 days back. We were actually planning to take a nap, but I told her, see, I have some questions for you. She said, yes. I said, what did you feel for the first time when you saw me and held me in your arms? She said, I did not feel anything. I was exhausted. After the delivery, she told me she was exhausted. But I've seen some beautiful words written by people that, the first time they held the baby, they felt wonderful. They started crying out of joy and gratitude. My mom was very interesting. She was telling me she did not feel anything.
Well, I think that from her perspective, I can resonate, like I can relate,
Hmm.
because you know, as first, once the person has delivered, I've seen my mom deliver before,
Hmm.
and yeah, so I was crying that time. I was very young, man. So I was crying for my mom, like I was so worried and all that. Because of the pain she has to go through and all that to put to bed another baby and all that. So like I think that once the person has delivered, they have gone through some pain, and so they need
Yes.
some time to, and some also are have been affected psychologically, all right, and so they need some time to really adjust. Yeah, so I can understand your mom, maybe
Mm.
to some extent. Yeah.
Hmm. But I was expecting something else. I was expecting her to tell me some beautiful words that I've read in books, but she told me honestly. Really, people don't feel anything because of the exhaustion. But after that, when actually, once they actually have a good night's sleep, then maybe the other feelings of love, all those things pops up. Hmm.
Ah, yeah,
That is,
cool. That's cool. And
I was,
yeah, okay.
no, no,
Oh,
you were
what was
telling me
that?
something. No, no, add on. You said something, and
Okay, okay. So I was saying that with regards to the societal things like parents having some expectations or telling their children to do this, I want you to become this and all that. I
hmm,
think that parents should not force their children to do something that they are not ready for or they are not willing to do. It would be good if parents really assess the kids, the children, and know their strengths and weaknesses, so they can capitalize on the strengths and to build them rather than telling them or dictating how they should live their life and all that.
hmm,
Yeah, because if you do that, the kids will feel fulfilled, that kind of fulfillment. All right.
hmm,
Yeah, we should also be concerned about the children's happiness rather than
hmm.
our own happiness as well. All right. Yeah. So it's that's from my own perspective.
How about your family? Are they very supportive?
Very, very supportive. Very, very
Hmm,
supportive.
hmm,
Yeah. My mom does not force us to do things against our will.
hmm,
If she has any suggestions on board, um, she will call us. She will call us, and um, you know, for us, we come together, and then she throw the questions at us. She will
hmm,
ask, um, "What do you want to be? I mean, what are your dreams and aspirations and all that?" And we make it like a group discussion, and then
hmm.
we discuss and we bring our ideas on board, and she also bring hers on board, and my father as well. So it's like a family meeting, something that we always do, so
Hmm.
that the family can stay together. So we know each other's strength and weaknesses in the family, so that we can look out for each other in everything.
That is
Yeah.
so beautiful. You all actually do that? Like sit together and discuss on these things? That is very
Oh
rare.
yeah, we do. Like we also do it like in extended family, like a joint family thing sometimes. So
Hmm,
aside from the joint family one
hmm,
meeting that we have to discuss to see the way forward or um, the development of the family or the growth of the members of the family, we also
hmm,
do like a personal like uh, how do we call it? Father, son, father and children, father,
hmm,
mother and children meeting. Like
hmm,
yeah, do that. We do that as well. Aside from the big one, we also do
hmm,
that. The family like then meets and discuss among ourselves, and if there's a problem, we call each other and then we sort it out. Yeah, without letting any external forces or anybody outside know about it.
hmm. That would definitely be so empowering for a child, isn't it? Your family
Yeah.
sitting together with you, discussing on all these aspects. That's really great. I've never had this experience. For me, everything has just flown. I never consciously took any decisions. But I think both are beautiful. Planning as well as moving on with the flow. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Are your grandparents still alive?
I've lost some of them, and some are still alive. Yeah, some are
Right.
still alive.
Do you normally converse with them?
Yes, yes, I get to learn a lot from them. Seriously,
True, true, true.
they are very, very active. They are very active. Yes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Grandparents, truly, they give us a lot of different perspectives, isn't it? Because their time was
Yes.
completely different. The things they have
Yes.
endured is completely different. Any learnings from them worth sharing with me?
Oh yes, 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 yes. Regarding their era, like I tend to ask questions about how they used to do things in the past. You know, this is a different generation. We have a different generation, so I also try to see things from their perspective, and um, a like I tend to see sometimes like this kind of variation, a difference between the two generation. Sometimes when we are doing things from another, from like we trying to do different things, he'll call us and say, "Oh no, why are you doing things like this? Like, why are you always holding the phone and all that? You guys are not productive because of all these things, all these technological gadgets and all that." So I told him that, Grandpa, you know, the technology now has evolved, and this is another generation. So we are learning. It's not like we are just holding it. We also learn through this. We use this technological gadget like computer and phone to learn. And some also misuse it while others use to their advantage. Yeah. And so he told me that, well, but in their era, they don't really indulge in such things because it didn't exist in
Yes,
their era. Yeah. So that is how come they were able to live longer, because these things that we are using now have it has some both positive and negative aspects, and it can
yes,
impact our lives if we don't use
true.
it well. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so
So
true.
things for me.
Right.
Alice, we are leaving very soon. Like we are going very soon.
Yes,
I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I don't know when I'll get to meet you again.
we shall meet again soon. My
All
classes are
right.
already open. We'll definitely meet again. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You're so willing to share things.
Thank you. Thank you so
Right.
much.
I
And
hope
take
you
care.
really get well soon.